And we are back.
We're back? No, that's not possible.
I know. It's just Hollow Knight. It's just Hollow Knight.
I don't know what this. I don't even know what this is anymore.
Oh my god.
Maybe it's because my cold-infused brain is just like, wait a minute. I've seen these colors. Oh, it's the end. I'm dying. That's what it is. I'm seeing the light.
It's so
Perfect.
hard, Sam.
It sounds really hard.
I've been on it today, all day today, practicing.
It sounds like the difficulty of dealing with a head cold while dealing with kindergartners. It sounds.
That does sound hard. And yes. Okay, so Sam has been coming home every day and telling me about his day, but not in enough ways to where he can actually give me any sort of detail.
I knew we were going to record what we were going to be doing soon.
Yeah.
God. So the school year started back up about 7 days ago, 8 days ago.
Yeah.
Today is Friday, and we started last Thursday. It took 2 days, 2 whole days for them to get me sick. And it was a weird thing because...
They're kindergartners, right?
Well, they are kindergartners, but it swept the entire school. It's like swept almost like the district and like principals. A lot of people are getting sick. But you figure, oh, it's summer. You never like associate the cold and summer, even though they are not one and the same.
Well,
at
there's like
all.
the summer flu or whatever that everybody comes back to school with.
But
you know,
you can't correlate those two together. So here it is.
Yeah.
Thursday, Friday-ish.
Today is
last week though. Last week, Thursday.
According
Friday-ish.
to
when the school started. And I'm thinking, this is weird. Why am I sneezing? It must be allergies. Maybe there's just still pollen around. Who knows? We have the tree in front of our house that's always dripping with pollen all the time.
Yeah.
But typically, I only get allergies from about May to a little, like, first week of June maybe, and then it's over. But it's usually, like, peak season is May through April around here in, like, the Bay Area. But, so I'm thinking, okay, it's not that bad. It's probably just allergies. Sneezing. Throat's a little dry. Wake up for D&D going, oh no, please let this not be a head cold. Please we just started. School year hasn't even gotten off its foot yet, and am I really sick already? And out of all the things to get sick with, head cold's probably the best. It's not so bad that you can't actually work, but it's enough to be, wow, this sucks. This is not fun to deal with.
Well, you're dealing with kindergartners for one, so that already doesn't feel good, I'm sure.
Well, I like kinders, but
but they're not the easiest to deal with. Not that any of the grades are.
If it was middle school or high school, I could be a little bit more lazy. They could be a little bit more quieter, less energy, less needy. You know, that kind of stuff.
I get you. You actually surprised me when you say kindergartners. I was like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna ask him. Sam's gonna want to talk about that while we're playing Hollow Knight. So, you're doing kindergartners now? Teaching them?
They have me helping out in a classroom that is overmaxed in the school district over around near where we live. But they're having me help out with the kinder classroom with another teacher, teaching them and doing stuff. It's mostly just kind of crowd control in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Because the class
sounds
size...
more difficult.
It is pretty difficult. I mean,
they're kindergartners, and they're, how hard can they be?
Yeah.
Well, you're basically hurting cats, but cats that are... have very grabby hands and
the kids that
use the restroom and stuff.
It's a really good class. They're actually the cleanest class I've ever met for kindergartners. We have the bottles of soap. They have decimated the soap because they are so adamant about cleaning their hands almost over everything. Part of me goes,
good. They're little kids.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You guys are so clean. I love you. And at the same time, what the hell? You're going through all of our soap. What are you doing? You don't need to wash your hands every single time.
No, you do. They are kindergartners, man. They need to.
Well, I had a conversation with the co-teacher, and she's just like, I'm so proud of them and so frustrated by them because they're using all of my soap, and I just bought it. But yeah, it's a challenging class for the sake that most kindergartner classes, kinder teachers and preschool teachers to an extent should probably only have 20, 24 kids at max.
Well, yeah, they're hard. How do you wrangle that many kids?
It's one thing when you're in the high school and you're the middle school level, teaching 32 kids, it's not ideal. It's not something that you want to do, but you can manage it to a degree because by that time, most kids are into the system of school. They understand how it works. They understand how to function.
They've been indoctrinated in a way. I guess we'll
indoctrinated in a good way. They understand.
Well, they understand how everything works out.
They understand the social contract of school. Don't make your teacher's life hell, so they don't make your life hell. Yeah. That's usually the baseline for most teachers. Some teachers are a bit more, some teachers aren't that great about that. Some teachers are worse. But most great teachers would just say, come on, kiddo, I want to make your life better. I want to teach you stuff. But at the bare minimum, don't make my life worse. I'm willing to
What is a kindergartner? So like,
No,
what do you want?
I'm in middle school and high school level. Yeah,
okay,
for that grade level, don't make my life worse. You know, I'm trying to help you. I want to educate you. I want to push you forward and make you a better person.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if you're not going to play ball, that's fine. Then if you're just going to sit in the back of class and not do anything, look, I will try and get you engaged. I will try and educate you. I will try and make sure that you succeed.
Yeah.
But just don't set things on fire. Don't break things in the classroom.
Dang.
If you're going to destroy things, destroy your own things. Don't destroy my things.
Well, preferably like nothing on fire, right?
Preferably don't. But I've had students light things on fire before because kids with little
yeah. Well, I mean, like
the little lighters, like Espo,
Zippo.
Zippo. Thank you.
Kids have Zippos in your class?
I had a kid that's how he got suspended. He had a Zippo.
That requires like maintenance and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe that means
it might have been
like just a Bic lighter.
It might have been like a cheap Bic lighter.
Yeah. That makes more sense.
Even
to
as
me.
a kid, I thought Bic lighters were cool. I didn't want to smoke. I just thought the idea of having like a lighter that you can like flick.
Like a Zippo lighter. A Zippo lighter is
like
the
a
metal
Zippo
lighter
lighter.
that you flick.
Yeah.
If that's what you're talking about.
Because I like old noir films and you know,
just that signature
the cinema,
sound.
the ting sound. I don't ever even want
I have
to
two Zippos.
smoke.
I have one where I know where it is, but yeah.
I don't even want to offer someone a light, poor dude. I just want the idea. I just like the idea for a long time of having a Zippo lighter that could just flick. I mean, I think that's where fidget spinners and stuff came from. Just the idea of having something tactile.
Just it gives you something to play with and mess with.
Oh man, I know some teachers hated the Zippo, not the Zippos, the fidget spinners. I actually didn't mind them. They were actually really quiet, unlike tech decks. They didn't make a lot of noise.
I think I'm not a teacher during that time, but I would like to say that it's probably one of the things that is the least distracting. If you're a teacher, you know, it's not like a yo-yo or something where they have to move around consistently.
Yeah, they can just keep it in their hand and they can just keep on flicking it, or they put it on the desk and they spin it. But it's such a low volume noise thing. It's only when they take it against this, like, oh, let me make this sound, where it like hits like a piece of cardboard or something, or hits the table. It's like, all right, now you're making a disruption. But otherwise, in terms of kid distraction items, I was mostly okay with it. But I was an art teacher, so my room was used to being loud. How are you going to tell kids to be quiet? For what? They're making an art project. I'm not giving a discussion. I'm just saying, like, hey, all right, go work on your project.
Yeah, go do your stuff.
I'm not going to tell you guys not to be loud because it doesn't bother me. I don't care if it bothers Miss M next door. Too bad.
Yeah.
She's in the room next to me.
Yeah, Miss M.
She's in the room.
Get your stuff together.
She was cool about it, but she was in the next to the art room. Like, I get it. You're trying to teach English. I understand. But you got to understand, I'm not going to try and keep them quiet either because that's a task that ain't just going to happen. And it's also
What do you think this is? This is art class.
This is art class. This is the class where they're allowed to move around, be a little bit loud. It's fine. I'm cool with it because I understand. Hey, they're middle schoolers. They're dummies. They need
they
get
need
their
some
energy out.
They need some
to express themselves.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm helping out with a bunch of kinders probably for the foreseeable month, maybe month and a half. I don't know. It kind of depends on how long they want me to stay there because all the they need another kindergarten teacher to get hired.
Okay.
But they haven't gotten one hired. So yeah, they're busy dealing with that situation, which is always fun to start the school year, but it always happens too, which is why subs are always kind of useful to have around. Oh, nicely done.
I was too distracted. I was like, these guys, I can.
You're like,
get
I
hit by.
got this. Thwack, thwack, thwack.
That's basically how I was playing it. Something I didn't tell you guys is I have been
practicing,
grinding and practicing. So I've got all the lifebloods up to this point now.
Nice.
I did all the Pantheon bindings individually. So I think I have 5? Yeah, 5.
Nice.
Not that it helps me. I always lose it on the first boss anyway.
Yeah, but a little bit extra.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we've been wanting to come back to this a while, but it's been really hard to find time to, you know, do all the stuff that we do on the channel and then also find time to practice for this. Not to mention life stuff just kept on happening to the point where, okay, gotta deal with this, and then gotta deal with that, and then gotta deal with this. It's like, oh man, just
every single time, and I'm not in practice for most of these guys.
Yeah.
Just because I practice more of the harder ones. Okay, there we go, and he's back.
But yeah,
getting
sick with on D&D day and just realizing, oh, this is a full-blown head cold. This is gonna cascade, and then Sunday came around, it's like, awesome. And the best part about it, too, is I'd gotten an illustration job for freelance work, and we got 2 new couchlings as our patrons, which was amazing. And thank you, Sucker Bear, and thank you...
Sucre Bear?
Sucre Bear?
Sucra?
I thought it was like Sucra?
Sucra is like sugar?
Oh,
Sugar
is
bear?
that what it was? I thought it was
like sucralose or you know. That's how I always assumed it was.
If you are watching this, Bear, let us know. And then also, City Morgue?
Yep.
Yes, City Morgue.
City Morgue
was the other one. I know exactly what my illustration was of City Morgue, but I was trying to make sure that not to say their real name, because I know when I was
we do know some of their real names, yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to shout that out on the thing. But thank you guys, but that came on when I was doing a freelance job, and I was sick. And I had 2 days, and D&D, which is usually about a 10-hour, like, it's the other half of the day, but from 3 o'clock onward till I go to bed, that's usually D&D. And it's fun, but that meant I had to plan around all my illustration stuff, and being sick on top of it, with it being 95-degree weather, no air conditioning, just trifecta of just being miserable.
Yeah.
Piece turned out really good, though,
it sucks, client. It sucks being sick in heat. Gotcha, baby.
There's just almost no reprieve from it. And it just seems to, like, the heat wave just will not die down. It kind of, like, peters for a little bit and then goes right back up.
Yeah, it's been regularly 98, 97 plus here. So.
Yeah, which 98, 97, not that bad when you can have some reprieve from air conditioning, but we had to run it for we had to run it for 3 days, so we're not running it again unless it's like 101 again. If it's 101, we'll do it. But even then we might go like, well, it's not 105. Well, we might survive.
Yeah, I would prefer not to run it because it's expensive.
It's super expensive. And we ran it because it was 101, 105, 107. And even by the 3rd day, you could tell that the AC system was kind of at its max because it still wasn't keeping the house. It was keeping it cool.
Oh, the AC doesn't keep it cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it doesn't keep all that under containment.
No, yeah. After a certain while, like if there'd been a 4th day, it's like, I don't know how much good this is doing, but we got to keep it going.
Whoop. Nope.
But yeah, that was it was a fun illustration. I can't talk about because it's client work. But it was
Makes
a fun.
sense though. Like, you know, if you're just excited, you want to at least like be able to give a little info on it.
But yeah, I got to keep it all under the hood. But it was fun to work on. But I had to take that Monday off because I had to finish changes. It just so happened that I was sick, but I'd warned the teacher on the Friday, hey, I might not be here on Monday. I'm sorry because that's a shitty thing to leave you with.
I was gonna say you had just started. Like it seems weird that you were already like, oh, I'm gonna be out. I'm like, whoa, Sam, like, but that's not like you.
Yeah, but part
you
of
must be feeling like crap.
One, I was not feeling good, but I also was gonna take off because I knew I had to meet a client deadline, which was on Wednesday, which is one reason why.
This is already a sub job.
This is already a sub job, which is one reason why I haven't pursued a full-time teaching job because the whole idea is to get more freelance work, keep working with my agency, keep it on my portfolio.
Get paid for being an artist?
Get paid for being an artist. I don't mind becoming an art teacher again, but like I have enough stuff to be like, yeah, I mean, I can pursue one and eventually find one, but ideally I'd be doing what my teacher does, which is he teaches a little bit at the collegiate level. I don't want to do collegiate, but collegiate level.
Yeah, that would be a little bit more challenging and a little bit more like.
Honestly, it'd be way easier.
There'd be a lot more prep work, right?
Not really, because once you make your lesson plan, you just keep reusing that like for years. I mean, you tweak it.
Even though I was gonna say it doesn't change like in any way.
But if you're teaching clothed figure, what's changed in the last 80 years on how to teach clothed figure?
No. I just thought maybe like there was like a different way you could go about it, type of thing.
I mean, yeah, you would think of different ways, but the nice thing about the collegiate level is you don't really have to worry about babying students. You're like, oh, you didn't do your shit? Cool, you got an F. Why?
That's so much of your job to just like be like, all right, you dumb, we're gonna try and still get you passing, even though you goofed up.
Exactly. The biggest thing of being a teacher at the high school and below level is you're more of a mentor to your students than anything. Yes, you're there to actually educate them and teach them, but I feel like the biggest thing you need to walk away with from an education in the public school system, or even just anything K through 12, is just, hey, how to be a good person, how to think critically. That's it. Like, be a good person, think critically. Like, think critically in the sense, hey, is this a bad situation to be in? I shouldn't be in it. Or, hey, I need to figure a way to write this essay. How can I break it down? Because if you can think critically, you can always use the internet and other resources to figure out what rules you're missing and how to approach a problem.
Critical thinking is the biggest thing I don't think we were taught back in our school year. Probably now, I would hope, that it is more of a complex skill that is being taught.
A little bit,
currently.
but I think some of my teachers did help me think critically.
Some of mine did too. They were like, you know what? So I hate MARMU. They were like, you know what? The ability to find information is eventually going to be more important than knowing the information off the bat right away. Now, specialized information, sure, you know.
Right.
But if it pertains to your job or whatever, then definitely like know that information as best you can. But the ability to find information quickly is going to always be infinitely more applicable in the future with the internet and everything than it will as it currently stands, you know?
Right.
Well, that was when we were in high school, so.
Yeah.
You know.
I felt like my history teachers always best prepared me for the world kind of around me. They always seemed to have like a sense of like just what was to come and what wasn't. Even if they weren't the smartest individuals, they'd always give fun parables or just parallels to life. Like, hey, think about this kind of consequence. Just outside, out of the box, hey, here's history. And I was always a history buff. I always like history, so I think that's one reason why I always adapted to it. Whereas my math teachers, after a certain point, just never really clicked with me from basically after 6th grade. Yeah. I just never clicked with math.
Because math sucks. Math sucks.
I'm not good at math. I can figure my way around doing stuff now. I think I'd be much better at approaching how to do higher levels of math than as a young kid. But part of it is just I don't have the will. I don't want to say I don't have the attention span, because if I really wanted to, I could do it, but I don't want to. There's nothing about it that interests me. I think that's the biggest thing when you're being an educator is you have to find out what interests the kid. And that was something that a lot of teachers always struggle with. Hey, the kid doesn't like math. Yeah, I get it. Find a way to kind of bring around. I think it's cool when people bring D&D into that kind of stuff.
It's a nice way, but you still need to have the kid's attention span, essentially, to be able to teach them D&D.
For sure.
The kid is going to be a problem child already.
No, for sure.
Then they're not going to be, then they're not going to be...
Well, certain problem children, you just... There's no easy trick, there's no easy solution, and it's one of those things that you can try everything in the book, but sometimes you're still going to feel like... Some teachers will feel like a failure to that degree and beat themselves up over it. But at a certain point, it's on the kid. You know, try your best. And I don't think I've ever felt guilty for the way I've treated a child, because I've always given them the opportunities to show themselves. But it's like, man, I've got so many students, kiddo. If you're not going to meet me halfway, I'm not going to beat myself over the fact that I keep on trying and you're not doing anything.
I get that.
To meet me halfway. If you're not going to meet me halfway.
That's something I got to learn. I always get bent out of shape when I'm able to not do something, and sometimes I realize it's just you're not able to sometimes.
Yeah.
You know?
You just kind of have to accept, all right, that's just how it is. I gotta...
Fucking hate that, though.
Yeah. You eventually just kind of get over it. You're like, all right. Like, when you see...
I just see that as being jaded in a way. Not that saying that you are, but,
No.
I always just see it as, just being like, no, if just 10% more effort. It'll work out.
I mean, I have that confidence when it comes to art.
Oh, shit,
there was something interesting I was listening to. I like the NBA. I don't really care about most sports. I don't care about kind of team tribalism and stuff of that nature. I just like basketball as a competition, as a competitive sport. And for the most part, most NBA players seem like, for now, nowadays, pretty good dudes. Some of them not so much, but that's every sport or team or anything you watch. But Charles Barkley said something very disparaging, because he's also loves to play golf. Just saying, man, you really can only be good at one thing, because he was a really good NBA player and he's a terrible golf player. And he's always lambasted for his form and the way he plays and all this other stuff. And just him cursing on a podcast, going God damn it. No matter how much I try, no matter how much I go, just it kind of reinforces the fact, wow, you really can't be great at two things. You can be great at one thing in life. Now, I don't agree with that statement wholly, but I do get what he's kind of getting at. You can become really amazing at one thing if you kind of put all your effort to it and allow yourself to rise above kind of that common level. Now, you can still be really good at other things, but being great at one thing tends to be for most people. Most people are really great at one thing, and then they can be really good that it seems deceiving that they're still really great at, because they're better than others. But I would say if we were to take Donald Glover, for instance.
Yeah.
He's really great at music and acting and all this stuff, but he's stronger in one thing than another.
Which one would that be, Samuel?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I think I've never seen Donald Glover in anything other than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Including his musical career.
I think Donald Glover's a better...
He's in Community, right?
He's a good actor. I think his writing is his strongest point, because he was a comedy writer on SNL. He was a comedy writer. He helped on Community, and he wrote his own show, Atlanta. I think he's a good actor, but I think where he really accelerates is as a writer, and that comes into his music, and it comes into his comedy, and it comes into all that stuff. So I think that's his greatest strength, and that's what he's really great at. But he's a good actor. He's got good comedic timing, but I'm not going to put him on the level of, I don't know. I don't want to say.
Oh, fucker!
I don't want to say Seinfeld. I'm trying to think of a really good comedian.
Like a sitcom type deal?
It's just like a pure. No, there's someone that's just a pure comedian. That's like.
It's hard for me to say because I haven't really watched any of his stuff, but I've heard everyone kind of just rally behind him like this dude is awesome.
His comedy specials are good. He was great on Community. I've liked him in pretty much everything he's done. I'm not a huge fan of all of his music, but I've also listened to him and gone, yeah, that's pretty good. But it's not my genre, so I don't usually partake in it too much.
Yeah. Whoop. I get you. I've heard some of his stuff. I don't listen to it, so it's not my forte to be able to say, whether it's good or bad. It seems great from critical acclaim.
People
and
love his Childish Gambino stuff. I mean, that's where he kind of starts to. He's got a funky type career. I think he started on 30 Rock too as an intern.
Is that right?
Yeah. So he's been around for a while. He started really young. He's one of those guys.
That's interesting.
He doesn't seem like a bad dude either. He never seems to be in the headlines for doing bad shit or getting in trouble. He just does his thing and just does it well, which is always great to see.
Yeah, it's nice being able to see that somebody's able to just put their work ahead of them. And excel in the ways that they wish to. A lot of people seem that they want to do other things, and then they hinge their whole careers off of that, and it's like, no, but you're so much better in this other thing. I get wanting to pursue your passions, but I don't see this working in the long run. And I get please just return back to what we know you to be.
As an artist, you always feel like you want to grow, and you can't ever go back to that previous stage of where you were in your artistic career.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
So it's hard to kind of capture that
totally
magic.
Caught me off guard on that one. Yeah.
But yeah, it is one of those things. Sometimes people take crazy left turns in terms of their career, and you go, all right.
Well, that's what I thought you were talking about, when you said that certain people did baseball or golf, sports people, you said Charles Barkley. I don't know anything about Charbar, but
Charbar was just he played on he was a really good basketball player back in the 90s when Michael Jordan played. He played for the Phoenix Suns.
Again, another one, Michael Jordan. Didn't he do golf for a while?
Well, he's actually a pretty good golf player.
Is he?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
He's never played golf.
I don't follow the sports stuff.
From what I've heard, he's a decent golf player. He's not Tiger Woods. But...
No. But who is? Even Tiger Woods wasn't Tiger Woods for a while there.
But he's done celebrity golf tours, and I'm pretty sure he's always done fairly well.
That's good. That's good.
But yeah, I mean, Michael Jordan's considered the greatest basketball player ever, so everything in comparison to that is still only going to be good.
Yeah.
He's a really good golf player. Charles Barkley's probably actually only an average golf player. He's probably actually not that bad and way better than most your average Joes at golf.
Mm-hmm.
I've always found golf to be just a funny sport in general.
It's really weird.
I'm not against golf.
Just keeping score already in the negative.
Yeah.
That's already so weird and obtuse already.
Yeah, it's already kind of a weird backwards way of counting scores compared to how we're used to dealing with sports.
Yeah, it's very different the way that they go about it. I don't know enough about it to be able to be baseball's like that too. Baseball's just a weird sport. There's so many little rules and stuff that's
really like baseball because I kind of like the uniforms and just the art that surrounds baseball and just kind of the nostalgia.
It's nostalgia. It's American nostalgia.
It's American nostalgia. So from an art standpoint, it's Norman Rockwell. It's kind of all that stuff. And from that vantage point, I really like it. It reminds me.
I
think of baseball. I think of Hey Arnold. I think of just I never even played baseball really as a kid, but there's something nostalgic about it because it is that it's that quintessential American sport. As much as people want to say football, I think
nah, fuck football. Football's yeah. I mean, it's different because it's like Mexican culture is a lot of boxing and stuff like that too. You know, so it's like quintessential is one thing or is one thing or another, but it depends on what we place it as. If we want to put it as football, are we saying that we...
Well, the reason why people say football is because football is technically the most popular sport in America. It gets the highest ratings.
Yes, but it also has the most controversy and stuff as well.
Which is why it has the highest ratings and stuff of that nature.
That's exactly why.
I think if you ask any American, though, and they say, what is America's pastime sport? It's still baseball. I don't think it's ever really going to change, no matter how popular the NBA gets, no matter how much popular football.
Oh, did you hear the XFL is coming back?
I heard about that, and I just... So this is one thing that I meant to talk about at the very beginning, but we kind of got on a tangent, but it leads perfectly into it. My Twitter's suggesting football stuff. I don't care about football. I can't stand football. There's nothing really about the sport that intrigues me. I think
what's intriguing about football?
The Super Bowl
Why all the concussions happen.
Yeah. Let's play a sport where we bash our heads to each other and wonder, wait, why are people getting brain damage? I wonder why.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for those athletes that love the sport because I'm not trying to knock football. In its essence, football is a cool kind of sport, but...
It's a very cool physical sport, yes.
Yeah, but because
all day long, it is... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It is very much that. Okay, I'm not going to get that one.
I also have a negative appeal to football because of just what I dealt with in high school, just the job mentality.
I don't care for the football scene.
Culture.
Or the culture, yeah. Just the idea of tribalism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've never been into sports as much, you know.
I really liked basketball and I liked playing it. I had a coach that was an asshole. He cursed at us in 7th grade.
A coach that's an asshole?
Yeah.
I feel like we've had this conversation like 5 times.
Probably.
A coach that's an asshole?
Yeah, but I loved basketball as a kid, but I realized I wasn't very good at it, so I just kept on watching. I loved a lot of players doing it, but yeah, there's a lot about sports that, especially in football, like the kind of bro mentality and like the macho mentality is something that I've never liked.
It can get very toxic depending on if the coach is going to be upholding that or trying a different tactic to be able to rally the people together. The easy tactic is to go with the macho man.
And I know that's
no pain, no gain. If you get injured, you do it for the team type. It's like, come on, man.
But I've also listened
you're in high school or you know, and I see like some people being like, oh well, high school means a lot for certain players. Yes, they do, but for the vast majority of people, they don't. And a lot of people get really injured doing this stuff. Like, maybe don't have that mentality for every kid that enters your gym.
For sure.
You know?
It's weird because I've listened to a bunch of ones where like there are some pro ex-football players that listen to like, oh, super intelligent, completely below the stereotype that you have as like a kid about the football scene when you're more of an artsy kid. Because I was in the band program and we dealt with a coach on the opposite side who had like literally the gym was right next to the band room. He would come home with awards and we would never even get mentioned in the announcements, but they were talking about the football team who was 0-13 and lost again and still has never made the like seminal playoffs.
But they get mentioned every time. Right?
But they get mentioned every time, and it was a lot. And the football director would throw tons of shade at us.
You know why it is, though, right? It's because of scholarships and things like that.
And stuff like that.
It's a bigger deal to mention the high impact, you know, sports and stuff. That don't hit me.
But that's where some of my animosity for football comes from.
I think a lot of people.
But Twitter keeps on recommending football shit to me, and I don't want it. I just like basketball. That's it. But somehow, a sport, because it's sports related, like, oh, well, if you like basketball, you must love football.
If you like sports, you like all sports, Sam. That's why I've dedicated my life to not liking any sports.
If you like tomatoes, you must love escargot, right? That's what it feels like.
It's food.
It's food. You must love it.
Oops.
No, I don't want to do anything with it. Football is boring to me. As a sport, I look at it and go, wow, this is detrimental to
What about esports, Samuel?
Yeah, this is detrimental to the human. That gets to the fantasy bullshit. Here's a sport that is detrimental to the body entirely because it's just people crashing into each other. but yet I like hockey. So once again, I contain my contradiction-like statement where I like hockey, but I don't like football, which makes no sense because one's just football, but with skates, and they hit each other even more.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't have a good reason for you behind that.
Well, I think it's just like you take your own personal opinion and history based off of things into it. Like me, I hate football only because I was forced to play sports a lot in high school and as a kid. Oh, okay, went the wrong way. And I didn't appreciate that and I didn't like it. I wanted to do other stuff with my talents and my time. And when I was told that I couldn't, that because I'm big, I need to play football, and I'm like, I'm not getting a scholarship. Why am I ruining my body for this? Like, I'd rather do a skill that I'm passionate about.
My younger brother, who was in high school, was encouraged by our high school coach of football to be like, oh man, you need to join the football team. We could really use you as a running back. And my brother retorted straight to his face, why do I join that fucking loser squad? He had to run like 6 laps by his basketball coach.
Oh, because
Yeah, because the other
they probably know each other and hang out and do stuff,
Whoop. And I just thought, that would be what I want to say. And we have this running gag that anytime we even see that football coach, we go like, damn, I would love to just tell him off right now.
Nah.
Even so after all this time.
He's a high school coach.
Yeah.
Not to be mean to high school coaches.
Well, he was a prick to the football team.
I've had bad experiences with almost all coaches or referees or umpires that I knew that did it professionally in my life. If you are one, I'm sorry. Hope this doesn't go against you, but in generalization, fuck you guys.
I've had some good coaches.
I've been good at a lot of stuff, and I've been praised at a lot of stuff. But guess what? Physicality for a sport that I do not care about is not one of them. And I think my coaches always saw it. They're like, you don't care. Don't be here. And I'm like, I don't want to be here either. My parents want me to be here, and I don't want to be here. So
I'm sorry.
Why am I being forced to be here? And they're just like, I'm gonna take it on you because I'm like, I don't have control over this. Yeah, why are you being mean to me? I'm obviously big enough and strong enough to do it. I just don't have the passion.
Yeah, there are some great coaches out there. You hear enough good stories about that stuff. Yeah. But there's also just a handful of coaches that take that. I think more of it's changing in sports too. The culture is.
That's what I like about it.
The culture is definitely changing to be more accepting of people. Like mental illness is something that the NBA is also focusing to talk about more and more about. Mm-hmm. And the more stuff like that kind of becomes a thing, the more hopeful I am for it's like, oh cool. A lot of that bro mentality is kind of just weeding its way out of because it's not really necessary.
It's not. We can see that nowadays. Anyhow, this has been a nice long episode of Hollow Knight for you guys. We will return more for tomorrow for some more Pantheon. We'll see how we do with it.
Yeah, we'll see where we go. I don't know. But hopefully my voice hasn't been too nasally for you guys.
Nah, you've been really good, man. I've been listening. Your sickness is not keeping you from enunciating that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can't.
Plus I boost the lows and the bases. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully we can get this Pantheon done, or at least get some progression, I guess, in it.
I guess, I don't know.
We'll see you guys tomorrow. Beep, bop, boop.
So I wonder if that's a sauna or if that's a cooling bath. I don't know which one you'd want.
I think you would want to heat it up.
But you've probably been sweating. Like, does the Hollow Knight sweat?
I don't know. Bugs don't perspire.
I guess they don't.
But they're not cold-blooded, right?
Let us
Reptiles are cold-blooded.
Reptiles are, but I don't think bugs
Mammals are warm-blooded. The fuck are bugs?